What's happening, everybody? Justin, Bridgewater's Finest on YouTube, Blockbuster_guy on Twitter. And the fight gloves are on, but they might not be on for the reason that you're looking forward to. This is not my UFC on Fox 5 video. This is, in fact, just a slightly different video based on some important MMA news that came out today that I just, have an opinion on. So I wanted to hit you guys with a quick video about it. Bleacher Report is currently reporting that apparently Nick Diaz is going to be the guy that is going to be in line to get the next title shot at welterweight against George St-Pierre. The details of the report basically saying GSP got in touch with Dana White and said, I want Diaz next, and, I want to kind of put this whole rivalry thing that we have going, in the past. I want to fight him. This is the guy I want to fight. And apparently Daddy Dana is going to make that fight happen. That, according to his Twitter account anyways, he seemed to indicate that that was going to be the next fight. I'm of two frames of mind on this. I want to preface it by saying I'm a massive Nick Diaz fan. I really, really like Nick Diaz. I really like Nate Diaz. I think both of them are phenomenal fighters. I think they have a style and a brand of fighting that makes them a difficult opponent for anybody. That being said, Nick Diaz does not deserve this title shot. Johnny Hendricks is the clear-cut #1 contender in the welterweight division. After that phenomenal early first round knockout of Martin Kampmann, Hendricks has had 3 really, really impressive wins right in a row. And Johnny Hendricks deserves the next shot at the welterweight title. I also look at it from the other frame of mind. Nick Diaz, for a long time, probably could have been considered the #2 welterweight in the world. Some people, although I would probably have to chalk them up as Diaz fanboys, may have even called Diaz the #1 welterweight in the world. So, he was probably the #2 welterweight in the world for quite some time. Former Strikeforce champion. Does have some relatively impressive victories in recent memory, and that's not even taking into account the win over BJ Penn. You look at him beating Paul Daly. Paul Daly might be fringe, but was a top 10 welterweight at the time that they fought. And on a lot of lists, Mariusz Zaromski was also a top 10 welterweight when they fought, and Diaz beat him pretty convincingly. He's beaten Mock Sakurai. He's beaten Takanori Gomi in Pride. And yes, I know that's like 5-6 years ago now, but still. I don't agree with the timing. If they give Diaz the title fight now, just like what is that saying to guys like Johnny Hendricks? Like, what is it saying? It's not like Hendricks will be the first guy to deserve a title shot and not get one. It's pro wrestling 101. The problem is, Hendricks deserves this title shot. Quite frankly, I would like to see Diaz either rematch Condit, because quite frankly, I thought Nick Diaz won that fight with Carlos Condit, but then again, I'm not a judge. So, I thought he won that fight with Condit, but I would like to see him either rematch Condit or get another top 10 welterweight. Beat a John Fitch, a guy who's been there for a long time. Or beat a Damian Maia, a guy that's just showing himself to be a killer at welterweight. Beat a high prestige opponent and then get talked about in a title picture, you know what I mean? I would much rather see Diaz do that. And yes, Nick Diaz beat BJ Penn. Absolutely. He beat BJ Penn, and BJ Penn is a legend. But BJ Penn's not really what he used to be. That being said, you'll find out in my predictions whether I think he's going to do very well against Rory McDonald. I would have just much preferred to have seen Diaz fight somebody else. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to happen that way. Looks like Diaz is going to get the next title shot. Coming off of suspension, which is another thing that kind of bothers me, it kind of sets a bad precedent when you have these guys come off of suspensions and get title shots right away. I mean, I'm going to be hyped as hell to see it. I'm going to love to watch the fight. I just don't think it's the right fight right now. I just think that, Johnny Hendricks is kind of getting screwed here, and he shouldn't be, because he's beaten the contenders that he needed to beat in order to earn a title shot. And in my eyes, he has done that, and I don't think it's right for Dana and the Fertittas and Joe Silva, whoever's making the matches, to be doing this. Anyways, that's just my thoughts on it. I don't think Diaz deserves the title shot. I think Hendricks does. It looks like Diaz is probably going to get it. What are your thoughts? Hit me in the comments section below here. My UFC on Fox 5 prediction video should be coming out tomorrow, which is Friday. I have the card done. It's just a matter of recording the video. So anyways, this was my thoughts on that. Want to know what you guys think. Justin, Bridgewater's Finest on YouTube, Blockbuster_guy on Twitter. I'm gone.